The moment you wake up, your map just becomes a world you can walk through. That's the vibe Google Maps is chasing with its biggest update in over a decade. Today we're unpacking immersive navigation and the Gemini-powered Ask Maps, and I'll tell you why this isn't just prettier UI, it could change how we drive, plan, and even interact with our surroundings. Let's dive in. I'm not here to echo press releases. I want to pull apart what this means in practice, what I'm watching for, and where this could go next. Personally, I think the real shift isn't the 3D buildings or the slicker voice, though those are cool. It's how Maps starts to anticipate needs, surface trade-offs, and turn a passive navigation tool into a proactive co-pilot. What makes this really interesting is how much context Google is layering into the map, real-world imagery, street-level cues, and live route intelligence all blended into one experience. First, immersive navigation. Imagine a route where the map shows 3D buildings, crosswalks, traffic lanes, and every sign you'd notice if you were walking or driving there yourself. Instead of a flat schematic, you get a spatial sense of the city. From my perspective, this matters because spatial awareness on autopilot, that is, when you're focused on the road rather than the map, could reduce hesitation. You won't have to guess where you'll exit or which side of the street the entrance is on. The map guides you with a near-tangible sense of the environment. What this means in practice is a couple of big shifts. 1. Better anticipation. You see a ramp ahead, a complicated interchange, or a narrow street before you're in the midst of it, which should reduce last-second lane changes. 2. Fewer moments of, "I think I missed that turn." The map narrates the scene with more natural, human guidance. And 3. A stronger sense of place. Landmarks and buildings become anchors for your memory of a trip, not just waypoints on a line. Some people will worry about distraction. I'd argue the opposite. If the visuals align with how you actually see the world, you conserve cognitive energy and stay more focused on the road. A detail I find fascinating is how Gemini AI feeds this, pulling from Street View and aerials to render accurate surroundings. It's not just a cosmetic upgrade, it's a perception upgrade. If the AI can reliably map a median, a bus stop, or a pedestrian plaza, you're getting a map that feels almost like a city's memory. That reliability matters. Accuracy here reduces error and builds trust, which is the currency of a navigation app that you'll actually rely on daily. Now, let's talk about the new AI-powered conversational layer, Ask Maps. You can literally talk to Maps and get a personalized map back. Questions like, "Where can I charge my phone closest with a quick coffee stop nearby?" or "Any scenic stops between A and B?" These aren't novelty features. They're a shift toward a planning assistant that remembers your habits, preferences, and constraints. Personally, I think the real power is not in asking for a single place, it's about iterative planning. You ask for a route, then refine based on real-time constraints, battery life, parking, weather, daylight. Maps then revisits the plan and offers tweaks, showing options with trade-offs, faster versus cheaper, fewer stops versus more stops, shorter distance versus slower route. In my opinion, this turns the app into a living travel companion rather than a one-shot directions tool. What many people don't realize is how this could democratize travel planning. If you're in a city you don't know well, Ask Maps can surface local knowledge, nearby parking entrances, best drop-off points, or well-lit tennis courts at night, without you sweating the logistics. That's a meaningful reduction in friction for everyday activities, not just long road trips. From a broader perspective, this signals a trend: navigation as an ambient assistant. The app isn't just telling you where to go, it's layering context, preferences, and situational recommendations into every decision point along the journey. It hints at a future where your device college doubles as a city advisor, helping you optimize time, energy, and even safety. If you take a step back and think about it, we're edging closer to an ecosystem where your commands are answered with a map that adapts as your day unfolds. So what should you expect in the near term? Immersive navigation rolls out across the US now and will expand to iOS, Android, Apple CarPlay, and more in the coming months. The Ask Maps feature is already live in the US and India on mobile, with desktop on the horizon. That means a lot of users will start interacting with a map that's no longer a static guide but a conversational, real-time navigator. Here's the catch I'm watching for: how does this handle complex urban environments? Are there latency issues as the AI processes imagery and user prompts? Will the voice guidance feel genuinely natural in noisy cars or windy streets? And, crucially, how will privacy and data usage evolve when a map learns your routines and preferences so deeply? On the long horizon, I'm curious about cross-platform consistency. If the same Ask Maps query yields different suggestions on Android, iOS, and CarPlay, what does that mean for trust? And if the AI's recommendations start to influence commercial choices, parking, charging stations, local businesses, we'll need clear signals about bias, sponsorship, and user control. If you're excited about this as a viewer or a creator, here's what to watch for next. Real-world tests of immersive navigation in dense cities versus suburbs. The latency and naturalness of Ask Maps conversations in driving scenarios. How personalization evolves: can the system respect boundaries, preserve privacy, and still offer useful insights? Before we wrap, a quick thought: Google is betting big on AI-curated, real-world context to redefine what a map should be. If they pull this off, maps could stop being a tool you open and start being something you have a conversation with, the map that grows with you, almost like a co-pilot with a city passport. So, what do you think? Will immersive navigation make you trust maps more, or will it feel like overkill in everyday driving? Do you see Ask Maps becoming your go-to travel planner, or will you still rely on traditional search for deep local insights? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and tell me which feature you're most pumped to test first. If you enjoyed this breakdown, consider subscribing for more hands-on analysis of how AI is quietly reshaping the apps we use every day. Until next time, keep exploring, but keep your eyes on the road.